Welcome to the Nocebic podcast, where the podcast for health professionals and a wider community looking to explore diversities in health, ask some hard questions, and have some honest conversations. My name is Archie. I'm an EP based on cities and beaches, and joining me as always is allied health business owner Andrew. Andrew, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm wonderful on this Friday afternoon. It's finally an appropriate time to crack a beer. But before we crack a beer, Jasper Lee is here.
Yes, he is.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me in that very fast-forward voice.
Yep, well, I mean, that's how I speak. We've got to get, we're such an efficient podcast that we don't have any spare seconds to spare on wasted intro time. We've got a lot of content to cover, We squeeze so much value into a very, very short podcast. So how can you possibly expect me to waste any time on doing the intro?
Have you ever thought about doing a pre-recorded one?
I thought about it, and then I immediately said no, because it takes me 10 seconds, and I just do it off the top of my head, and it's funny if I fuck it up. So so who cares? So yes, but then I don't want to be like every other podcast out there, that does that.
Just mix it up every now and then.
Well, what would be the point? I'd just say the same thing.
Fair.
That I can do off the top of my head, so it doesn't matter. Should we crack? What have you brought us, Jasper? What beer have you brought us?
Mate, I was just at Freshwater Brewing with Harriet grabbing a quick drink, and they were out of cervezas, and I tried this, and it was pretty good for a hot day like this. 32 degrees out there.
Oh, synchronous.
Can's got a nice sandpapery texture to it.
It does, doesn't it?
I don't know if you feel that.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
Andrew?
I should try it. I should
Quite
try it.
grippy. Have a sip.
You're not dropping this beer.
It is crispy.
Crispy.
It's a crispy, frothy lager.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a summer lager.
Yeah. If you look inside, it's quite dark as well, actually.
And maybe this is just because I don't drink a lot of lagers, but as soon as I drink a lager, I get feelings of like, it's just better beer. Which is just like
real beer?
Proper
beer?
Like the brand better beer, which is just the most average beer there is. This is this is better than that. It's got more flavor to it. But as soon as I taste lager, it just comes straight to my head of like default. This I'm drinking.
Yeah.
Super dry.
Fair. Does this not remind you of a Corona, though? A little bit, hey?
I have to go again.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Coronas?
Oh, I do love a Corona with
a
lime. Yeah.
What about a Corona without a lime? Yeah. Not good, right?
It's almost a placebo.
But isn't that stupid that like for a beer to taste good, you have to have
a lime in there.
A lime in it? Why don't they just account for that in the brewing and put a bit of lime flavor in and save us all bringing a piece of fruit around every time we want to have a beer?
Could you put salt in a margarita and not rim it with salt and enjoy that?
Well, yeah. Do you need the salt flavor to enjoy a margarita?
That's a big part of it, no? The salted rim? For someone who loves margs, I think you should know that.
I do love a salty rim on a... Andrew, do you love salty rims? What's your opinion? Andrew, what's your opinion on salted rims for glasses of margarita?
I'm pro.
He's
pro salty rim.
Pro salted ribs.
It's required.
Andrew told me he's pro salted
Check.
So you're back from Canada where you were on White Lotus, which was... what were you doing? What were you actually doing over there?
Holy hell.
Because you were here. Actually, take us back.
Sure.
Just remind everyone of who the hell you are.
For sure. I had a 4th year placement here. Fell in love with the place. Ended up working here as soon as I graduated. And I was here for about a year and a quarter. And then decided that... I'd heard that you could take this degree in this field overseas. And it certainly seems like you can take it to Canada, and you definitely can. The form is just on ESSA for anyone that's interested in working over there.
Really? That easy?
That easy. It's a form, and you get your accreditation with Canadian Sport and Exercise Physiology and Exercise Science. It's their version of ESSA. And I definitely had a plan of traveling for 2 months, and I did that, loved that, enjoying that limbo period where I did just have full reign of and control of where I wanted to go. First time traveling solo as well, so highly recommend that for anyone in their youth, if you're able to do that. Started applying for jobs and quickly realized that it's very much all privatized over there, and health systems just are completely different, which we definitely take for granted here. Things like Medicare, EPC referrals, where you get $300 odd back, sometimes even more through Medicare if you've got a chronic condition here, are non-existent over there, which also impacts how some of our other referral pathways, things like work cover, workers' compensation, DVA, NDIS play out as well. It means everything is definitely different. So a lot of it was privatized, and it was mainly Musk, which seemed to me kind of just like a personal trainer vibe, where you were seeing people that just wanted to get more fit. And it's not that anything's wrong with that, but that just wasn't my interest. And it still isn't. For me, I'm wanting to help people that are really impacted by their health and are looking for just that start to fix their or help them find a way to live a better life. So that it just was an interest of mine, and then eventually shifted to while I was traveling, I found that the Rockies were unreal, and then ended up just going back there, worked at a hotel for a little while, and pretty much been on a 2-year hiatus, and had a lovely holiday. I've come back, doing the exact same thing that I was doing, and loving it as ever. But the reason why I approached Archie a couple of weeks ago about doing this pod was because I just got sick and fed up with clients being told stupid, wrong nocebo bullshit. And I was just...
Blood was boiling.
It was boiling. I was about to explode. So I hit up Archie and I said, hey, let me come on there and just
need to release
into
some
the mic.
anger into a microphone, let it out publicly to stop telling bullshit to your patients and your clients. Is the
that's all
gist of it. So tell us why at that moment, what dropped, what happened that you were like, fuck this.
We tend to see a lot of... this has been happening since... I'm sure it's been happening...
Oh, of course, yeah. This specific example.
Yeah, for the longest time. This specific example was a middle-aged woman who had adrenal fatigue, all these conditions going on. Originally referred to manage her bone density. And she had been told that her lower back was... After she got an MRI done, she was told that her back was... The inside was all messed up.
Great. It's like,
what does that mean?
It's
not good.
It's definitely not good. It's messed up, Andrew.
messed up.
Fucking hell. So how did she come to you? Like when she said that, what did that mean to her?
So I asked her, hey, what does that mean to you? And I had her draw it out as well. And she was able to kind of draw the significant landmarks of the spine, able to draw some of the joints maybe. And then some of the lateral parts of the spine were, the facets were crooked. Crooked, so pointing to instead of pointing to 12 o'clock, they were pointing to 2 and 10. So if you imagine they're meant to point straight up and down, they were pointing outwards. She didn't really know. She was just told that it was messy in there. So this was her interpretation of, cool, I've got a messy back. And that's what it was. Whole, one of the joints, on an angle too. So again, not pointing to 3 and 9, but maybe like a 2 and 4. Sorry, like a 2 and 7. And yeah, previous things had made me just pretty frustrated. Other things like osteoporotic clients being told that their bones are mush, that they're brittle, don't fall because you'll break yourself.
Don't twist. Don't do impact. Just wrap yourself in bubble wrap. Fuck.
Yeah.
Any of that.
Yeah. It was a lot of build up, and then this particular one where honestly she's very capable, and she was moving quite well, doing all the right things, still attending Pilates, going to yoga pretty frequently, and was just told that the inside of her back was messed up.
Yeah, right. And where did that information come from?
It was from her doctor, her GP, after she had received scans back.
So the doctor has read the MRI report, which are reasonably detailed. There's a lot of information on there. And instead of going through it with them, they've gone, oh, look, it's just pretty messed up. Anyway, go to the EP. They'll exercise the mess. They'll exercise and clean it up in there for you. Like, what the fuck are you going to do to fix a messed up MRI?
Give it an alignment.
You don't have an exercise for that, do you?
I definitely can't fix misalignment.
A couple cat cows never did anyone.
Couple of hip thrusts.
Couple of glute bridges. Yeah. No, see, the reason they have a messed up back is because they weren't using their glutes when they do hip bridges. That's the problem.
There you go.
Because their glutes were sleepy.
And not activated.
They were very sleep. So we just need to wake them up, and then the back will be less messed up. And it'll all be tidy in there.
So what she looked like then was very overprotective of that lower back. And just everything had to be in perfect order for her to do movements.
Yeah.
Which I think, plays a part and might be protective for some people starting off. But we all know that you have to just be able to move freely. At the end of the day, you ask every client that walks in here, whoever has to think about their posture, their angles, and the way they lift things. You ask them, hey, wouldn't it be nice to one day not have to think about that? And almost every time they will say, actually, I would like to not have to think about that. So she'd come in and very much.
And how did she present, having been told that her back is messed up inside? How did she present movement-wise to you? Like, what did you notice in her movement? What did you notice in her presentation as a result of her just being told something?
Very aligned.
Right.
Very
rigid.
aligned.
Yeah, okay.
Rigid. What that looks like is she tries to maintain alignment throughout the body. So if you can imagine someone who doesn't like to bend throughout their thoracic and very much likes to just keep everything straight, eyes up, everything in line.
Yeah.
So very much that way. Very capable again, quite strong and pretty good mobility, but just this complete rigidity and no will to just try things in a different way.
No movement variability. Then that's something that's actually a really good lesson at this point, that people with chronic pain have way less movement variability compared to people who aren't in pain. Which is...
Explain that to me like I'm 5.
Sure. All right, chat GPT. Fuck. I'm not your friend, Andrew.
Yeah.
All right.
Teach me things.
Explain that to me like I'm 5. Fuck. How many times have you used that fucking as an entry on chat? Unbelievable.
Excellent. 6.
Okay, Andrew. Great question. So, people who are not in pain move very freely. They have lots of movement variation. If you think about how we're sitting right now, none of us that I'm aware of having any chronic lower back pain right now. I'm slouched back. I've got my legs crossed. Jasper's sitting upright, hand on a hip. Andrew's kind of bum forward, leaning back like that. It's a posture of people who aren't stiff and aren't in pain right now. Sometimes what you notice, or often what you notice in people with chronic pain, let's just talk about the lower back specifically, is that they will only have 1 or 2 postures that they are comfortable in, and they will only stay in those 2 postures all the time. And often, because they are worried about being aligned, they're worried about their back being messed up, and they think about their spine in terms of anatomical drawings, that they'll try and keep things in the straightest lines possible. So they will be very much bum back, sitting up tall, and they'll be sitting there. They'll probably have their core on to hold things in a good line. Imagine if you got told you got a messed up back and there's floating things around in there. Well, what are you going to do? It's like, well, I'm going to pull them into place. And pulling them into place with the back is by pulling your core in and tensing all the muscles there. They are then very unlikely to go into a slouch position, twist, lean off to the side, move around. But what we'll probably notice over the next hour is we will change positions heaps because we have multiple postures available to us. So as people are in pain for longer, they find they have less and less movement options. They find a position they're sitting in they're fearful of or is painful, and so they won't use it. So they'll go and use another one instead. And then they'll use that one for a while, and then they'll go, oh, this one is painful, and I'm fearful of it because pain is dangerous, and now I won't use that. And so they start to cross off all of these different movements and sitting postures, and then they end up with one. And then often we'll be seeing people when it's like, well, that one doesn't work anymore. Now I've got nothing. It's like, right, okay. So that's what I mean by they have less movement variability.
Thank you.
As presenting to a 5-year-old.
As presented to a 5-year-old. You got that, little Andrew? Did that one make sense for you?
You get a snake.
That's for all
I
the
want a snake.
5-year-olds listening out there.
Yeah.
Shout out to kindergartens.
That's our audience.
That's our audience. Shout out to Andrew's daughter. Oh no,
She
Alice is
listens.
on that. She listens, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that means she's listened more than you do.
Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah, that was a funny screenshot to receive in the team Slack. 2 of our team are in our top 15% listeners worldwide. What were you, Andrew?
I still haven't fucking worked out mine because I'm 5 years old. I can't
Actually,
work it out.
that was interesting. We had an EP day last week, so this is very off topic, but too bad, listeners. And we were doing a communication workshop, and one of the main points of it is that in order to master a skill, you have to go through a mastery cycle, which is requiring you to try it and apply a skill. Then you have to like review and reflect how you actually went trying and applying it, and then you have to plan to improve it and then try and apply it again. And that's a cycle that goes round and round and round. And with communication specifically, we'll probably do communication on another one, but most of us try it and go, okay, that'll do, because the last thing I want to do in the world is listen to myself speak, because I don't like the sound of my voice, and that's not how I sound. And one of Andrew's takeaways was, I'm going to listen to myself on the podcast.
I will.
Yes, he
I
will.
am.
I look forward to it. Because we've done fucking 60-something pods, and he hasn't listened to a single one.
No. That's a resolution for 2026.
Resolution for 2026. Andrew's going to listen to
myself
it.
on the pod.
Yeah. Then get ready for Andrew to either not be on the podcast anymore. because
I'll just
he
be
hates listening
silent.
to it.
Yeah.
He just won't say anything. Or you'll get an Andrew that's completely different on the mic. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Just a great communicator.
Absolutely not. Oh. Anyway, side story. But yes, less movement variability from people in pain. So she's presented quite rigid, very aligned,
Fearful of other movements. A lot of the early stages were about just showing her that she could do things in different ways. I found for me personally, I've been telling clients about Safe Work New South Wales, how to lift position statement. When it comes from me, a young 26-year-old male who is in fitness gear, that can seem quite biased that, you don't have to lift in a strategic and planned way. When I can state something like that, I find they go pretty much every time. They go, oh, really? It doesn't work. And I explain it to them. Like you can tell anyone it's lift with a straight back and bent knees. Tell a gyp rocker that.
Yeah.
Where they have to hold a 2x5 panel on their side, one arm up, one arm down. It just doesn't work.
Tell a plumber who's bent underneath a fucking kitchen bench. Yeah. Doesn't work. And so are those old guidelines that we're talking about, which have been corrected now, just setting people up for failure because as soon as they get a sore back, they go, well, it must be because my lifting position's wrong. What a stitch up.
It's not their fault, right? This is just the way that they've been brought up. This is the way the literature probably was back then. And it might have worked for this particular client that I'm talking about now as well. Maybe she had these preconceptions prior to being told that her back was messed up too. And it might have worked for her in numerous occasions, maybe. But we know now in the position statement is that we should be focusing more on in moving in different directions. When in the workplace, utilizing other equipment as well to assist with that sort of thing. But it's not just the technique and the way you move. And I find that they get quite a bit of realization with that, and they go, "Oh, okay, maybe I can move in different ways." And then I'll talk about things like hypervigilance and them being so focused on making sure that area is awake, and then how that actually employs like 5 or 6 other different muscle groups that that exhaust more energy and make that area more hot, more energetic, more fatigued, maybe more inflamed as well. And there's a bit of relief there. But she's doing really awesome now, so just a matter of
amazing
slowly monitoring and not progressing too hard. But that's kind of what pushed me over the edge.
There you go. It's crazy that a pass-off comment from a doctor who is just telling someone what it says on their MRI report has led them to come away rigid and fearful. And that is the point of this podcast is like that is the power of words that healthcare professionals can say to people, and how it ends up as like changes to people's movement patterns and changes to their emotions about their body just by saying, oh, your back's messed up, go see the EP. And that person's come away rigid and fearful. It's like, just from a couple words. Isn't that crazy that we have that power with words? Ridiculous. And so the word we want to think about today, and if you haven't heard it, is Nocebic or Nocebic language, and is basically words and language that have a negative impact on someone's health or presentation, as opposed to placebo, which is something that, an inert thing that has a positive impact on someone's health or presentation. That Nocebic language in healthcare is rampant. It is very strong, and it's everywhere, and it needs to stop. We need to be better, because we're taking a piss out of this GP right now, but we can all think of examples right here, and everyone listening as well, of where we've had a client come in and they say, I've got this injury, I've had it for this long. It's like, okay, and what have you done in the past to try and help it? Or what do you think's going on with this injury? It's like, oh, well, it's fucked, it's all messed up in there, or it's out of alignment and it's never going to go back in. Like this kind of shit. Or it's like, oh, my scapula doesn't move right, and so now I can't lift my arm overhead. It's like all this shit that they didn't do anything wrong. Someone has just said something in passing to them, and it might not have even been the main message they were trying to say, but this person has come away with that understanding about their body, and now they've held on to that, and that is affecting them poorly, which is not very good.
I will say, I think when I first started at Rebound in 2022, I was quite regularly seeing just like blank pieces of paper with handwritten notes on them saying things like no squats, no lifting more than 5 or 10 kilos. And I was seeing that quite regularly. I feel like I don't see that now. Maybe it's because of the different location that I'm in. What have you found, Andrew? I know when you used to practice couple of years ago.
Because he doesn't practice.
I'm still an AP.
Yeah.
Was it quite regular and common that you would see that?
People came with those beliefs. Where they got them, I don't know. Perhaps certainly in like the work cover scheme where it's quite, or certainly was much more regimented in terms of progressing people back to work. And like at this stage, you can only lift this amount of kilos in this way because that is safe until we decide, oh, we can unlock the next level and then you're fine to do that. Right? I think that used to be very rigid in work cover. Again, I think it's probably softening more recently, but, and you might have seen this as well, people coming in saying, oh, my certificate says I can't lift more than 5 kilos because the doctor said I can't lift more than 5 kilos. So when you ask me to pick up the dumbbell at 7 kilos, I can't do that. That will hurt my back. And then they go to the car and they lift a bag of shopping that's probably way more than that. And it just doesn't, it's different. And so, yeah, to your point, I don't know where people have these ideas from, but they definitely have them.
If we think about unhelpful beliefs that people come in with about their body that they've been told by another healthcare practitioner, that could be an EP, physio, chiro, osteo, GP, surgeon, whatever. And we can come up with some examples because I feel like there are so many out there and people probably aren't even fully aware of all of the things that people come away with from even their consults that people attach themselves to. And then they take that one bit of information that you said, even though it wasn't the main thing you were trying to say, and then they hold on to that as, well, this is my life now. I identify with this as the cause of my issue, and unless this thing changes, then my issue is not going to change, which is really unhelpful. I think one of the really common ones I see is I have an unstable joint, or I have a instability in my back. And just that word of instability, it just fucks with people's heads because we have too many other things in life that we can relate instability to that makes us do the wrong thing with our body. Because the answer is very rarely like to make things better, like brace and focus more on that part of the body all the time. That's generally not going to help. But that's the one that often pisses me off. It's like, I've been told I've got a really unstable back, so now I squeeze my core all the time when I'm sitting, when I'm standing, when I'm walking. I was like, oh, fuck. Piss me off. Which ones come up for you all the time that piss you off?
Feels like it's going to go.
Feels like it's going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And then I'll ask, what's going to happen? And they'll just say something like, it'll just give. It'll just give. And often it's related to the joint itself. Like the joint's going to like burst open or slide, shift.
Yeah.
And generally what they're referring to is just strength. It's just the strength around the quads and the knee and around that joint in general. But I hear that one a lot.
Actually, that one comes up with backs a lot as well, where people have a very visual image of what a bulge is. And the language of like disc bulge or disc herniation or disc extrusion.
They almost visualize it to be like beside itself. And
right? And then when you go, all right, now bend over for me, and they go, whoa, what, you fucking crazy? I don't know if you read my report, but there is a bulge in my back. And if I bend forward, that thing is going to fucking shoot out to the back wall.
To my kidney.
Yeah, exactly. There's going to be a fucking bullet flying around the room. It's going to be my disc. Is that what you want? I was like, yeah, okay. But without actually explaining what a disc bulge is and then what is surrounding that disc bulge anatomically, it's like, it's not going anywhere. It's okay. It's like that disc bulge is not going to move further from you bending over. It's like, oh, okay, I just thought it's fucking just going to shoot out my back. It's like, no. And it's like, well, how far has it gone? It's like, well, an MRI is like, we're looking at millimeters here, right? It's like, oh, okay, I was imagining like a whole shift, like a Jenga block. Or fucking people like, let me explain a spine to you by showing you a tower of jam donuts. And what happens as you use your spine and you load your spine is we squish the jam donuts together. And you notice when we squish the jam donuts, then the jam, which is always red, always red, which is a very, very
angry
Nocebic color.
Dangerous color.
Dangerous, very dangerous color. Watch any fucking ad of drugs, painkillers on TV. The saw joint is always glowing red and the rest of the body's blue, And then you squeeze the jam donut spine down and then jam everywhere. Like, fuck, so you tell me don't load my spine because I'm just going to squirt jam out of my spine. Safety. Good safety messages, everyone. Well done. Good. Andrew, any wonderful memories of just language that clients come in and you go, oh no, you've been told some absolute shit and that's fucking you up.
That I have to sleep a certain way. I have to sleep on my back because if I sleep on my side, my neck will go out.
Yeah,
it will go out, and it's
where
like,
they going? Can I come?
It's going on holidays.
Sounds cool.
Yes. What?
Yeah.
What do you're asleep for 8 hours? How do you know? Anyway, I got that one a lot because I don't know. I ended up with lots of clients that had neck pain and migraines, and it was always a similarly to what you're saying in terms of bracing and being out of alignment. That if I slept the wrong way or if I looked at my computer at the wrong angle,
Ergonomics.
fucking ergonomics.
Yeah, great one.
Whoever came up with that is
Rich.
and a cunt. But
Bleep that real quick.
but that belief that I must, if I look at my computer at an angle of 30 degrees instead of 20 degrees, that my neck will somehow explode. People hold on to that.
Yeah.
And I used to go in and do ergonomic stuff at my old job.
Yeah.
And you'd see people with the sign of like, a person must look this way, everything at 90 degrees and chin tucked back and all of this thing. But then they would bring that everywhere with them.
For life.
It's
Yeah.
like I must be the stick figure that is on this piece of paper because that is safe.
Yeah.
And my spine won't fall over if I'm in that position.
Which is ridiculous, right? Like when you apply that to any other context, it doesn't make sense. Because that one I find quite easy to break down. It's like, okay, so let's go and do a wall sit. And it's a nice right angle position. And we'll just hold that wall sit for 8 hours. It's like, how do you reckon your legs are going to feel? Good? Happy? Because they're at a nice right angle? It's like, no, they're going to be fucking sore. It's like, don't hold the same position for that long. Let's hold a plank for as long as you can. And then do you reckon you'll just feel great afterwards. Like, nah, it's going to be sore. And it's like, got to do different positions. We can't just hold the same
move.
one all the time. Not happy. Yeah, out. Something being out from sleeping a certain way or ergonomics. Classic. Love that.
As much as I don't like that one, that notion of something's going to go out is probably developed by themselves.
Yeah.
I feel like something like, I know this podcast right now is about Nocebic bullshit, but
Oh, okay, just the podcast.
Yeah,
I thought you meant you're
yeah.
about to like label the Honest EP podcast. I was like, well, go on.
specific.
Guess who's not coming back?
You tell us. What are we about? Huh?
I don't know. I've never listened.
Fuck you, know.
This episode is about what clients have been told and what you probably shouldn't tell your clients. But that specific example I gave is probably wrongdoing on my end, but they've probably developed that themselves, and that's a different conversation of how do you break that barrier and maybe get in there and intervene. But that's probably more on the client as opposed to maybe another clinician telling them that, oh, don't do that or that'll go out.
But it is and it isn't,
Yeah.
though, right? Because at some point they've developed an understanding of their body, and that is shaped not just by their own thoughts, but by every influence they have from around them. So that information could have come from a friend or a family member or a previous injury they've had and seen a healthcare practitioner who said, oh, if you do this, things go out. And the way we fix them is to put them back in.
Right.
Or people who go for a walk and their back gets sore. It's like, it's because you're not using your glutes when you walk. So make sure you squeeze your glutes and your core when you walk, and then you won't get back pain. And so now for the next fucking 20 years, when they walk, they squeeze their butt and hold their core in. But like, that might not even be related to an injury that they have right now. It's just something they got told 20 years ago.
Right.
And now they always hold on to that. So I think like people create their understanding of their body over decades.
For sure.
Absolute decades. And we all have it. And we all hold on to information that we've been told by healthcare professionals or friends. And that becomes just like our belief about our body. And then we now believe that. And that's how it works in our world. Until someone says, tell me your whole story and tell me what do you think's going on, and we actually question it and break some things down. But if no one does that, then you just add more shit to the pile. I think that's a lesson for people, is when people come to you with a bunch of unhelpful beliefs, adding more shit to the pile is not helpful. Like you going, oh, no, don't worry about your messed up back. It's really because you're not using your glutes properly. And you think you're going, oh, great. Well, I've solved the issue. Now they don't think it's about their messed up back. I've given them a new narrative, and that's something more helpful because we can train their sleepy glutes, which is something that I know how to do. And they go, oh, okay, all right. That's about my sleepy glutes. And you see them for however long. Maybe it helps, maybe it doesn't. Then they go away, discharge them. Hey, very happy. Their acute back pain episode calmed down. And then a year later, 6 months later, 5 years later, back pain comes back. And they go, oh, fuck, is it the messed up back? Or is it my sleepy glutes? And now they've got two things that they're holding on to. Because even though we helped and we made that episode better, we added shit to the pile. And now next time it happens, because people get niggles. We're not saying that like beliefs stop you from ever getting niggles again. We always get injuries. But now they've got two shits on the pile. And the pile's getting bigger and bigger because we've gone and chucked another narrative on top instead of like breaking down unhelpful narratives. So I think the lesson is to break down existing narratives as opposed to adding more shit to the pile there first. Yeah.
And I think as this podcast is primarily EPs, I think that is probably the best takeaway. Like, we are the best people to do that. Not a GP, not a physio, not an osteo, not a whoever. Like, the fact that we take the time to ask people these questions and we don't try and do it in a 15-minute consult because it's just impossible to do it. And understand how people came to their beliefs. We are the best people to do that. I wouldn't trust anybody else to do that as good as we can. And so that should be our responsibility to take that on. Because when we take that on as our responsibility, then we can do something about it with them.
Absolutely. Don't be the person that adds more shit to it. Be the person that helps give that person a better view of their body.
Because otherwise you're just I tried it and it didn't work.
Oh,
And you're another one on that list.
please don't be that for EP.
Don't be that for EP. You'll set us back.
Yeah. We don't need any more setting back. We're already little. Jasper, when you see, random question, when you see an acquaintance, say you're at a party, it's some of your mates, but then there's some other people there as well, and they go, oh, what do you do, man? And it's sort of like a big group table, and it's like not a opportunity to like have a deep conversation about it. What do you say?
I say I help people move better, live better. It's pretty simple. Moving, live better is our
Say the fucking old words.
old motto. Yeah, I will quite quickly say that, look, my role is in exercise physiology.
Oh, you say in exercise physiology.
In exercise physiology, I help people move more. I see a range of conditions. And the beauty in my job is that it's just exercise. It's not clinical movement motion. It's not kinesio. It's just exercise. And that is the beauty in this job. If people just move a bit more and have positive thoughts about moving a bit more, then they generally will feel better.
Interesting.
Yeah, for what we see.
So you simplify it to more just around general exercise.
It's just exercise.
Wow. Interesting. So instead of kind of, because the other option is kind of talking up what you specialize in doing, you bring it more to the other side of just help people move.
For sure. A follow-up question I'll often get is, so what kinds of people do you see? And I'll say, look, I see a range. I see people with sore knees. I see people that have sore backs, and people that can't walk more than a minute, 2 minutes at a time, people that are during their cancer treatment, post-cancer treatment. And they'll go, how does exercise help with that? And then the quick statement there is, look, there's a lot of really good evidence that exercise can help with a lot of these things. And again, that's the beauty in it all. It's just exercise. It's just movement, and people will feel better.
Very interesting.
Do you have an answer to that?
It's not what I say. It's a very different thing to what I say. And I wonder if that's just my own bias in not wanting to like not dull down, but like simplify what we do. Is there a reason that you take a very simple approach to telling people?
At work, I see results. I feel clients tell me how much better they feel, and I don't feel like I need to prove myself to a stranger. I see the results. I also have not very good results. I have clients that just disappear, and not everything's sunshine and rainbows, right? But I see how much reward I can get from the job, and the rewards that people get out of doing exercise, and I don't need to prove that to anyone else. Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's just exercise for me.
Would you give that answer to a GP or to like? Would your answer change if you were speaking not to friends around a dinner table, but to a GP or a specialist or a physio? Like,
Honestly, no. At my second job when I'm at the university and students are training the staff there who are heads of dietetics, heads of occupational therapy, head of school for nursing. These are the top researchers in the field, and they'll ask, "Oh, how does exercise have a role in this thing?" And I'll say, "Look, Jim, the research is that exercise is really good across the lifespan, and for most conditions, it seems like there's some benefit." So I might throw in the research and emphasize on that a bit more, but I'll always finish, no doubt, that the beauty in it all is that it's just exercise and it's just movement. And they'll get it. Yeah. As long as I emphasize that there's research, I mean, in an academic space anyway, that there's research there, but for sure I'm always finishing on that. Yeah, it's nothing fancy. I'm not using a $10,000 machine or anything. Like I'm just making people move more, and that's our bread and butter, right? That's
Interesting.
really all it is. Yeah.
do you think people complicate it?
I haven't asked around too much. That's certainly the message I try to convey, especially when I'm talking with students. I always see students, whether it's here or externally at university, that sometimes they don't see the value in this, and it seems like it is just personal training, and everyone goes through a phase of, am I doing this 3-year, 4-year degree just to be a personal trainer? But they don't realize that the research is there. Like, how much more do you need? This is just all it is. So I don't really see... I certainly see the lack of value in our space from students mostly. But I don't know if other people complicate it or overcomplicate it too much.
How do we justify the value or the cost that we put on our service if we're selling it as it's just exercise?
How do I sell it to a client?
Well, even if you said this to a potential referrer, like GP, whatever, that kind of thing, and they go, right, so you're saying it costs this much, but you're also saying it's just exercise.
Just exercise, sure.
So why don't I just tell them to go for a walk?
Sure. Or just sign up to a gym.
Yeah.
For sure. A lot of the starting point is having that one-to-one guidance, and it's that mentoring, right? The exercise for me is just a tool to have an impact on that person and communicate with that person for 45 minutes, for an hour. And the exercise is just a tool to connect Andrew and me so that we can actually have and hold a conversation. The exercise part can come later, but man, when someone's got 15, 20, 30 conditions going on in their medical history, unfortunately, I just have to make a good relationship there so that we can make some long-term change. So eventually, my other thing is the true long-term goal for me is for clients to go off and do this on their own.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Unless there's fear around gym spaces, there's they just like a company and they like the setting of a group class, for example. But otherwise, the true goal is for them to go and do this independently, manage their own health.
Yeah.
So I'm just a hand that they can hold so that they can access this, and then later on, potentially maybe go off and do this on their own.
Right. So there's a side to it that is like coaching
100%.
and behavior change to it as well.
That's probably what I boil it down to. Yes, it's just exercise, but look, I'm here trying to motivate them in different ways, make them enjoy this that they won't get just by signing up to a gym and paying X amount of dollars a month.
Because I imagine a lot of people who need us are not people who naturally want to just go and do it themselves, right? So there is behavior change involved in there, right? Very interesting. Andrew, honest opinions on how Jasper explains it, one beer in.
I like it. I do think people try and almost justify how important they feel they are by adding complexity where there doesn't need to be complexity. Archie is pouring one beer into another beer in the background here, and it's quite scientific.
I definitely used to be like that as well.
And it's almost like it's an ego stroking exercise of, to your point before about, you know, the justification of spending 3 or 4 years at university. So therefore, like when I talk about the impact that I have, I need to do it in a way that caresses the ego. And I think the message gets lost in that. I think if you go too complex, then the second question or the follow-up question that people ask is like, well, what does that mean? Whereas the way that you've described it, it's more like, oh, well, does that mean that you do this as well? I like the simplicity of it. I personally have got no qualms in being compared to a personal trainer. That is not something that has ever really bothered me. And therefore the fear of that comparison being made by the recipient of my communication is not something that I care about particularly much. What about you, Archie?
I agree. Compared to the other end of the scale is when people go, it's like, I use exercise as a form of medicine. Andrew dislikes exercise as medicine.
Strongly.
Interesting. Okay, before I go forward, tell me what's your guttural reaction to hearing exercise as medicine?
It's an ego stroke. You're comparing yourself in that way to a medical practitioner, and you're fucking not. So that annoys me. The fact that tagline was picked up by ESSA or by whatever it was.
Everyone.
I fucking hate it. I think that is... Because if I was to go to anybody on the street and I use exercise as medicine, it's like, what do you mean?
What the fuck does that mean?
What does that even mean?
Yeah.
Which then leads to the concept of prescription. I'm hitting the table now, which again I fucking hate, because that is just you stroking your ego and being like, what I give and you receive is no longer my responsibility, it's yours. And I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
So exercise as medicine can go fuck itself as far as I'm concerned.
You're kind of right though.
Exercise is medicine.
It is a bit stupid, you know. And also, it sounds just very up yourself when someone goes, "Oh, what do you do?" I was like, "I'm an exercise physiologist." Like, "Oh, what's that?" It's like, "I use exercise as medicine." It's like,
What?
It's like, why are we giving a cryptic answer to a not difficult question? You know, like there's so many easier ways to answer that question. So yes, I go very much more on the side of Jasper. I probably go a little more detail on my first answer to fill in the gaps a bit before. It sounds like you go the general and then expecting follow-up, and then you expand on follow-up. So what kind of types of people do you help? I normally just give that answer up front. So if people ask what I do, it's like, I'm an exercise physiologist. And I will immediately ask, I'm making a conscious effort of this in the last year because, you know, I am over EPs being afraid of having the conversation. Because I feel like that is more common than not, that people will go, oh, I don't want to have to explain what I do. It's like, okay, but you not saying what you do by saying, I'm in healthcare, or I'm a physio, which is a lie, or I'm a personal trainer, or I work in a hospital. or I work in a healthcare clinic, is actively slowing down awareness of what you actually do. So if you want your life to be easier in the future by not having to explain what you do, fucking explain what you do to people and just do it well. Because then you're making everyone's life in the future easier. And if everyone just made sure that everyone in their own families knows what the hell they do for a living and made sure that their own fucking clients know what they do, because how many of you could ask your clients, hey, if you had to explain to someone what an exercise physiologist does, what would you say? I would love to hear what some of our clients would say. Because they would say it's like, oh, I feel like it's like a gym for old people. Or a gym for people with disabilities. And because and we were talking about this earlier today, Andrew, and yesterday, that a lot of our clients forget that we see people other than themselves. So if someone comes in for osteoporosis and they're doing a strength and impact training program, they think that we are a gym for osteoporosis, strength and impact training. And so that is what we do. So how many of your clients would be able to accurately explain generally what your job is to a point that people goes like, huh, yeah, I know someone who might need that. Because we can also look around our own families and friends and go, fuck, that person needs to see me. Or that person needs to see an EP. Maybe not me, but they need to see someone. Everyone has someone in their family who could benefit from seeing an EP. Yet, most of your family probably doesn't have a good understanding of what you do. So if we learn how to say it well, that would make a big difference. What I say, I'm not saying that this is the perfect way to say it. This is just kind of what I've come to as the thing that I think gets the message across as fast as possible. I say, I'm an exercise physiologist, and I will ask you, Jasper, do you know what that is? Or have you come across EP before? So I say, I'm an exercise physiologist. Have you come across EP before?
No.
So I do exercise rehab for people with disabilities, medical conditions, and injuries. Personally, I like to see people with chronic pain, like back pain and knee pain.
How does exercise help?
What? I use exercise as medicine.
What?
It's medicine that's prescribed.
No. If it's like in regards to what? Can you be more specific?
Yeah, so you said chronic pain, you said?
Yeah, chronic pain. Yeah.
How does exercise help?
Do you have chronic pain?
What does that mean?
Are you in pain? Physical pain?
Yeah, my back's a bit sore.
Your back's a bit sore. Okay. So I imagine there are some activities that you're not doing because your back's sore, or you're pushing through some pain to do some activities. Is that right?
I haven't golfed in a while.
Great. So with someone like you, I would be getting you in and we would be going through movements to help you get back to golfing in less pain.
Huh. So I could come and see you to get back to golf.
That's exactly right.
Huh. And what
That's
kinds of
exactly
things
what I
would
do.
we be doing?
Well, we'd be looking at how you move. I'd be wanting to look at your golf swing.
Sure.
And I'd be looking to see, or how can we make Jasper's body more capable of doing a golf swing? And I've got ways that we can help reduce your pain, and I can give you strategies to help start playing golf. And before I go any further than that, I go, it's like, why don't you come in and I'll show you. I'll show you my space. Because like before I want to have like a full conversation with people, especially if you're drinking or if you're out, and it's like, look, I'm not about to start because I'm going to say something I don't mean. I'm going to jump to conclusions. I'm going to try and like diagnose something that I shouldn't be diagnosing. I don't have the full medical history. It's like, I don't know how long you've had your back pain thing for. It's like, I'd love to talk to you more about this. Like, why don't we organize, like, you should come in and see me, or we should talk about this more later.
Love that. Yeah.
Because if you can make it like relevant to that person, if they go, it's like, no, I don't have any, I'm not in pain. And it's like, do you have any family members who've had long-term injuries? Like, yeah, my mum's knee's been sore for 5 years. It's like, oh, I help people like your mum. And they can like attach what we do to a person. Or everyone's got a parent. You know, and everyone's got a parent who's had us bung something.
For sure.
Oh, I've got a bung knee.
Mm.
And it's like, oh, so you just like, you know, massage them? It's like, no. It's like we do movement and exercise with them.
Mm-hmm. Going back to what you said about family and other clients not knowing what this space is about and what we do here, I know for me personally, when I show someone the gym straight away, I'll say, hey, look, pretty standard gym space. We got weights, cardio machines, different things here and there. What we also have are things like parallel bars and a big plinth there as well. We actually help people that really struggle with their balance, sometimes neurological conditions like Parkinson's, stroke, and they'll go, oh, okay, that's a bit different. Never seen that before. And they start to get a grasp of some other things that we do. Anything that you do in particular?
When I've got a client in an initial coming in, I'll show them the gym space. Generally, I won't go to educating them about the whole profession too quickly. I'll adapt myself to be the perfect person for them specifically. So I'll point out things that they would be interested in because I want them to feel like as at home as possible. Just in that first session before we've had a chance to actually talk about them and their condition and get them on board and get a treatment plan going, that sort of thing. And then maybe the conversation will come up in the end of our first session or next session or whatever. It's like, so who else do you see? Because there's some other people in here who don't look like me. It's like, yeah, so we see a whole bunch of conditions. Like you see the neuro stuff over there and go about it that way. A classic one we get, and it's just the nature of our space, is we have an interesting afternoon crowd. We see a lot of like young autistic guys and girls in their teens and 20s and 30s, and we have fucking parties in the gym between like 4:30 and 6 o'clock. It's a fucking party in there. There's balloons going around. Although I do balloons with everyone, but there's balloons going around. There's handball happening. There's Disney music on. There's games of 44 home going on. And sometimes, unfortunately, you have initials come in at that time and they have a look around and they go, what the fuck is going on in here? It's like, where am I? Did I take a wrong turn? Childcare? And then sometimes you just have a little overlap of adult group classes coming in after that group of clientele are leaving. And they say things that, you know, we have clinic talk tips, so we have ways to answer this, but they go, it's like, so why are they coming in? And it's like, it's like, I'm not going to tell you like what's going on with their medical history, right? Yeah. But you also want to like educate them in a helpful way as well. And so I toss up back and forth like helpful ways to go about this without like brushing aside their comment and going like, it's not relevant to talk about other people's medical history, because I feel like that's kind of like a bit backhanded. And it's like, yes, correct that you don't need to know what other people's medical history is, but also not helpful in terms of awareness of what we do. So I still don't think there's a great way to say it. The way I've said it recently is it's like, oh, we help people with disabilities and on the autism spectrum as well, and all kinds of like young people,
Youth.
Yeah. And so if you generalize it, then they don't really know. It's like, oh, we see young people of all sorts. We see people like athletes, people on the autism spectrum, like people with disabilities. Yeah, people come for all kinds of reasons.
Like that.
And they can normally go, it's like, okay, yep, I know what you mean.
Nice.
Because often that person is like, I have an autistic son. And I'll tell you what, they could use some exercise. And they absolutely can.
Yes, they can.
So I guess the learning there is just tell them what you do, communicate what you do, and do that well.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
And bring it back to it is just about movement and exercise.
Yeah. Ask follow-up questions. Like, don't leave an awkward silence of, I'm an exercise physiologist.
Right.
And they go, all right. Anyway.
Okay.
It's like, who the fuck's that helping? You feel worse about it because you're like, God, this guy thinks I'm a weirdo. And then they go, it's like, are they going to explain what the hell that is? I don't want to ask the question. It's like, just ask the follow-up questions like, have you come across EP before? And the added benefit there is if you say exercise physiology and EP in consecutive sentences, they connect the dots, which is great. So it's less of a mouthful. Fucking mouthful. Do you get questions like this from students, Jas? Because you work at the uni as well, running student placements, internal uni placements, right?
Yep.
Do they ask you questions around EP?
What I do?
Yeah.
All the time.
Right.
All the time. And the same statement that I would pretty much say to a GP still stands. That a lot of the students, you can tell, like a lot of them already do PT work, right? So when they do this for 10 weeks, 2 days a week, they're going, I'm not even getting paid for this. This is a waste of time. And the staff are paying $10 a session. I'm getting nothing out of this. And I have to do more admin.
Yeah.
It's a piss take.
Yeah.
But they only see 10 weeks. They only see 10 weeks for an apparently healthy population as well. Put someone that really needs this in front of them and maybe that perspective will change. But the same thing stands. Hey, it's just exercise. There's a reason why it's not called clinical kinesiology, physical therapy, movement science. It's just an exercise physiology. If you know the systems, understand the systems, and are good with people, you will definitely find reward. That is another thing I'll say to the students, that, hey, like, there's no shortage of reward here. Day in, day out, there's a win.
Yeah. Oh, warm and fuzzies. We're full of fucking warm and fuzzies here.
All about the warm and fuzzies. And if a rewarding and meaningful job is important to you, then highly consider going down this road. Then, because certainly no shortage. And I know you talked about cost and the money and the value of this before, and you just can't put a dollar figure next to it either. I don't know if we should charge $500 an hour or $0 an hour, because fuck, at the end of the day, like, you're helping a single mother of 3 lift her 6-month-old up again when she couldn't before. Do you charge for that? Do you charge more for that? I don't have an answer.
I'd put it on the other person. I'd put it on the single mother. It's like, can she place a number on being able to lift her child up?
Right. Here's a follow-up question to that. Could you ask that question?
As what? Ask her. It's like, can you put a dollar value on being able to lift your child up?
I don't think I'd be comfortable asking that.
No, but why would you need to ask that question?
So you're asking the client to, hey, what is my value here, right? I don't know if I'd be comfortable doing that.
I don't think you need to ask that because
this is obviously very hypothetical.
No, but like, I feel like the answer is given by if they pay it and want to come back and do it again.
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
Like
Then they see the value.
that's their answer.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Their answer is yes then.
Yeah.
And if their answer is maybe you get 3 to 5 sessions out of it. And then if they disappear, that maybe's become a no.
Yeah.
But if that maybe's become a yes, they're willing to listen to you. Correct. And, well, not necessarily play on forever, but like continue to use you as their EP in whatever form that is.
For sure.
On students, because you have access to a lot of students and we have some young practitioners who listen to this. What are some of the most burning hot questions that you get all the time that you're like, oh, that's actually a tough one to answer, or oh, I feel like I have to answer this all the time?
I always get asked if the job is hard. Honestly, for me,
It's an interesting question.
Yeah, it's an interesting question because I certainly feel in some areas where I go, yeah, this is a hard job. You have to think a lot and it's very emotionally taxing. When you have someone in front of you, I had a client, on Wednesday, 2 days ago, where he was coming in for prostate cancer management, for hormone therapy, but his wife is has MS, has been given 2 to 3 months to live because of liver cancer, at most maybe a year. And he's there pretty much breaking down in front of me, and I am this close to crying in front of him as well, because how do some people get handed such a shit hand of cards?
Yeah.
What do you even say to that?
Yeah. Yeah. You don't.
So there's that element of the job where, God, like we talked about mentoring and coaching and sometimes being an emotional support as well. So a part of me says that it's a hard job. Another part of me looks at the job and I say that you get to talk to people, help people, and make them move, something that you already enjoy doing. And that's a really easy job.
I guess it completely depends on the kind of person you are then.
Well, I was going to say, with that gentleman that you were working with, that sounds really fucking heavy. But he still got out of bed, had breakfast, put gym clothes on, and came to see you. And the opportunity there is making his interaction with you the best part of his day, because the rest might just be fucking shit. But at least at the end of his day, he will say, well, I went into Rebound and I saw Jasper and I did a few things and that was good. I did something good for myself today. And again, like, how do you put a price on that when the actual intervention is not exercise? It's just like companionship or coaching or support.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
And
that's impactful.
And to bring this back to all the Nocebic bullshit and some things that you shouldn't tell your clients, do I need to tell this gentleman in front of me that you should probably stop smoking?
That's probably a great stress relief for him right now.
Fuck, I'd be smoking a shit ton if that was me.
Do I need to tell him that? Right.
Or here's the guidelines for exercise. It says you should exercise 5 times a
150
week.
minutes a week.
Yeah.
Do I need to tell him that in that moment? There's that they don't need to come in and walk out with one thing and then walk out with more.
Yeah.
Like
Stop
you said
adding
earlier.
shit to the pile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, help them with the pile of shit they've already got.
Yeah. And if there's a really good summary to all of this, is that if you're really good at your job, you'll see the whole picture. See the whole picture, and you'll be able to read that person in that moment and communicate. Hey, it's not to say that we shouldn't be communicating efficient ways of lifting, right? Going back to the very first point that we said, there are certainly ways that we should lift things to make it easier for ourselves
For
and
that person.
Yeah, for that person, and that are going to make it less risky for that person as well, for sure. But we've just got to read that room and read the person in front of ourselves. Hey, how is this person going to go if I tell them, yeah, let's not think about anything and let's reach behind us between our legs and lift whatever.
And I guess the way that you teach that then is not like, don't do that lifting strategy, it's bad for you. You have to do this one because it's the safe one. It's like, hey, why don't we explore some more comfortable lifting strategies for you that might be better for you right now. Not to say that this one is bad and you should never do it, but it seems like it's aggravating your back right now. Why don't we see if we can find some more comfortable ones for you to do in the meantime? And you then have not gone, or you've made sure that you have not gone, it's like, that's bad, this is good. We've gone, this is more comfortable right now, and then we're going to grade back into doing the other ones. So I have more strategies. Variability. Very good. Jas, we've had you for a while now. I know you're supposed to be getting beers right now. No, he's fine. But before we finish though, do you have any questions for Andrew and I while we're on the air? Because we normally just ask each other questions. So it's weird when there's someone else here, and he's a curious person. So I always wonder. You know, it's something I'm going to make a habit of in the new year, Andrew. When we have guests on, I'm going to ask them. It's like, what questions do you have for us?
I've got one for both of you, but maybe Andrew first. Two questions. Where do you see exercise physiology going in Australia?
Nice.
Kind of a secondary question. How long, maybe, if you want to put a timeline to that? For example, so let's go back to the Medicare example, where if you have a chronic condition here in Australia, you are eligible for 5 rebatable sessions. Generally, it's about $60. Will that become $100? Will you get 10 sessions in a year? Obviously, this is also very much public health. And
Leave it open. Go.
Yeah. Leave it open.
Take this wherever you want to go, Andrew.
Oh, jeez. I don't know if you're going to get more rebates, but I think you'll get rebates for a wider variety of conditions. So at the moment, things like type 2 diabetes is rebatable through Medicare. I think with the growing or the aging population, you're going to see the introduction of new item numbers for conditions that are proven to be improvable through exercise. Things like osteoporosis, right? Because the cost associated with fractures is very significant, and if you can spend, $1 now and it will save you $100 in the future, some bright spark is going to have that idea soon. So I don't know if the amount of rebates will increase, but I think the scope for it will increase. Where will it go? That's a very good question. I think physios have shot themselves in the foot in the last 5 years of trying to be EPs. I think the movement of physios away from manual therapy and acute-based treatment and them trying to be EPs they've shot themselves in the foot. And so either they will keep trying to be us and we will become the more preferred because we know actually how to communicate with people and create behavior change rather than just being like, here is the program, do the program. I think physios, or they'll go back and be like, oh shit, we should course correct and be like, our real strength is in here. And so I think that leaves a huge door open for us to be the preferred avenue for people, an aging population, to engage safely with exercise so that it improves their well-being. I know, like, we are on the northern beaches of Sydney. We are in a fairly mid to high socioeconomic area in a very geographically dense area as well. And around here, like, there's EP businesses opening up all over the place. And that's good, right? Like what Archie was saying before, the fact that in 10 years' time, you could sit around a dinner table and just have a conversation of, oh, my EP does this, and I see my EP, and everybody on the table knows what that means. I think that will happen, and I think that is a good thing. And so more people moving into private practice, more understanding of what our role is from a public perception, and a more broader scope for us. Yep. I think that's 10 years' time.
Sure.
Oh,
What do you
put
think?
a label on it. That's great. 10 years time.
Bang.
Perfect. Boom, just like that. And 10 years time. Oh, good. I will say that I think the move towards preventative medicine, bad word, and exercise being part of that for so many conditions and so many complaints is only going to grow. And there is a huge movement towards active recovery, active therapy, physical activity as something that everyone across the lifespan should be doing, that we just need to continue to be at the forefront of that area, and people need to be aware of us as the experts in doing active therapy. I know we don't like the word therapy, but like in exercise and physical activity. Because we can see people across the lifespan and we have the most experience in that area, and that is where most healthcare is going towards. So there's only going to be more and more and more. And we just need to continue to be up the front in awareness of that.
I know that personal trainers are pushing for item numbers under Medicare for personal training. I know that to be true. That is not a short-term goal that they are aiming for. That is a like medium to long-term, 10 to 15-year goal that they are aiming for. And so as you were talking then, I was like, if that were to happen, how we differentiate ourselves from a personal trainer can't be we've done a 4-year degree.
Absolutely not. No more. Yeah, absolutely. That's my other fucking pet peeve. Oh, Andrew, you just
He's
got me.
pointing!
Yours is exercise medicine. Mine is that like we are university qualified health professionals.
I think we talked about this when I was first on the podcast.
Oh, really?
2022.
Did we say it was a good thing or a bad thing?
It was a very bad thing.
Oh, good. Yeah.
You
It's
don't know
that's
more than,
lazy. Yeah. Are we glorified PTs? That was the name of our fucking episode. Go back and listen to 4 years ago us.
Episode 8.
Yeah, well, with our Yeti mic in the middle of the room. Don't listen to it. Sound quality was bad and I'm embarrassed by it. But yeah, it's like if you are just a prescriber of exercise medicine and you are a university qualified health professional, you are fucking nothing. Do better.
Do better. Come up with something better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any other last takeaways or notes, Jasper, on your podcast? Oh,
No, I think you should answer that question as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like you are in touch with the younger people these days. Where do you think / where do the students that you mentor think or are being told that exercise physiology will be in the future?
I'm definitely trying to communicate that as much as possible. And that usually comes across because I see second to third year undergrads, and they're often in a space of physio is the end goal. I need to do a master of physio, OT. I can't put my bias out there too much. The whole point of me being there is just to make them a better clinician. In the one-on-one interactions that I have, then I can tell them this is the way it's going. Let's say you get an acute injury. What would you do? What would you do? Because apparently we can't do acute injuries from university, right? So what would you do? And they'd say, I'd probably start with a bit of range of motion and do some isometrics, do some band work, and then move up.
great.
Perfect. 10 out of 10 score. Really good. And I'll get them to do the research on things like manual therapies and do all that. Do all that and come back to me and let me know what is more efficient, what is better long term. And often they'll work it out themselves and they'll go, yeah, it seems like it is exercise. What I notice more of now, though, is that now that at Sydney University anyway, the physio is now a doctorate, is a 3-year postgrad, and that seems like a major barrier to get into the course. More time, more money. If you do a 4-year undergrad in EP, what used to be another 2 years is now a 7-year stint at uni. So that seems like a major
Come out
barrier.
and make the same amount of money.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Guys, new grad physios
salary.
don't
Always
make
the same.
more than new grad EPs. It's the same
Same award.
healthcare award.
Same award.
Look it up.
Yeah.
So if you go, it's like, oh, I'll be able to make more money. It's like,
Right.
well, unless you plan on seeing people in shorter time stints, you won't.
Yep. Same award.
You know what? Our highest revenue generating hour of the day is actually doing group classes
Across disciplines.
across disciplines.
Sure.
That includes OT, physio, dietetics, EP one-on-ones, and group classes. Our highest revenue generating item is a 45 to an hour group class. So do you need to be a physio to earn lots of money in healthcare? It's like, no. You need to be able to run group classes,
Yeah.
group therapy,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Guess what? EP is pretty good at running group classes.
Yeah.
There you go.
And we see it, right? It's certainly shifting from manual therapies to movement-based therapy and medicine, right? We see it. We know you can look up any physio along in this area and photos of that place will be squat racks and TRX. You'll see it. It's because the evidence is there and we know that is better long-term.
Yeah. There you go. Without opening up a whole another can of worms.
We can open up that.
We'll do that another time.
We can do that another time.
Next
We'll do it
time.
Another time. Jas, thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you so much for having me. That was good fun again.
It was good fun again.
I'll make sure to bring 6 beers next time. Jeez.
man. Yes.
Well, last time I bought 6%
between
beers
three
and then
people.
we're only having one. Remember that?
No.
No.
We've grown up since then. We're a more mature podcast now. You know? Did you not
Civilized.
listen to us last week? Andrew was crying of laughter.
Listen to it. Last week's episode.
Please listen to last week's episode.
Just the last 5 minutes of it,
Or
really.
just go onto the Instagram and just listen to the 45-second clip I have of just pure laughing.
If you want a guaranteed laugh,
Yeah.
watch the reel. Listen to the reel.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Au revoir.